Hey, the guy in the glasses with the hat, he's one of our favorites, Brandon Straka. He realized the media was lying about Donald Trump, and it was a wake-up call for him several years ago. He was sick of being lied to, and he founded the Walk Away campaign, as in walk away from the Democrat Party. So he was there on January 6th, but he didn't break anything, he didn't hurt anyone, and he did not go inside the Capitol. However, he had to, he made an agreement with the government, and he recently completed 3 months of home detention. Brandon Straka joins us once again. Brandon, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, Greg. How are you?
I'm terrific, and I'm glad you're free again. But Brandon, I'd like to know, why the hell would Alexandra Pelosi be bothering you? Alexandra Pelosi is a filmmaker. She's done a couple of documentaries, and I think we have a picture of her with Nancy. Tell us a little bit about why somebody like this would be reaching out to you, and how did she reach out to you?
Well, it would have been sometime in the middle, I'd say, of last year, 2021. I received an email from someone named Alexandra telling me that she was a documentarian who worked for HBO and that she was making a documentary about January 6th. As she explained it to me, she was very interested in telling the real story and the truth of January 6th. As she put it, was far more interesting than the way that the media portrayed it. I decided to do a little digging and a little research, and what I discovered is that Alexandra's last name is Pelosi. I thought to myself, what an unfortunate coincidence that this person would have the same last name as our Speaker of the House, until I realized that it is actually not a coincidence whatsoever, but she is the daughter of our Speaker of the House. So Nancy Pelosi's daughter is making an unbiased, completely objective, truthful documentary about what really happened on January 6th.
Now, of course, I'm sure she is. And hey, we have a portion of that email. This is Alexandra Pelosi. She writes that I've been traveling the country talking to the people who participated in the events of January 6th. And would you like the opportunity to share your story? Oh, famous last words from a journalist or a filmmaker or Nancy Pelosi's daughter. Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, how did you respond? What was your reaction?
Well, she literally did write to me initially and say that she said that the true story of January 6th is much more interesting than what the media is portraying. And so I wrote her back and I said, well, if that's how you feel, why don't you write me a synopsis of what you think the truth is about January 6th? And she avoided that question through several exchanges back and forth, but I continued to press the issue. And then eventually she finally wrote me back, and she wrote a long paragraph basically describing people going inside the Capitol and defecating and urinating and all of these things, which I personally have never seen corroborated in any other story or any other version of events happening on January 6th. But that's what she seems to believe. But she did say one other thing that I thought was really curious. She said one of the reasons why she's interested in talking to me is because she said I seem to be one of the only people who is proud of what I did. And that really put me in a precarious position because I hadn't yet gotten to sentencing in my case. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, as you just said, I didn't go inside the building. I was on the East Side Capitol steps for 8 minutes. And the federal government charged me with 2 felony charges and threatened to charge me with a 3rd felony. So I made the decision to plead guilty to one single misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct. But I didn't. She put me in a really odd position because I wanted to get back to her and say that I strongly disagree with the majority, if not all, of what I've been accused of doing. But before sentencing was not the time to do it. But certainly I've never expressed that I was proud of anything about January 6th.
Wow, that's pretty crafty and very interesting. Well handled, by the way. So what do you think happened? By the way, when it comes to the Pelosi's, they have some explaining to do regarding January 6th themselves. So this individual, let's go ahead and put up that picture from January 6th. This is, no kidding, the son-in-law of Nancy Pelosi posing with the horns guy at the Capitol. This is just an interesting moment. Like you, he's not inside the Capitol. They were hunting down people who were just seen in the vicinity. His name is Michael Voss. And what was he doing there? They say he was a Dutch-American photojournalist. I know a lot of people who were there as journalists who got arrested. What do you make of that?
Uh, well, I'm very interested in knowing more. I'd be interested in knowing the conversations that took place between the two of them too. As we know, there were a lot of people mixed in with the crowd who were encouraging people to go inside. There were people encouraging people to do various things once they got inside. So that's a really interesting picture. But back to the question a moment ago about the truth about January 6th and Alexandra Pelosi's expose on this story. Maybe she can get to the bottom of the question, why didn't Nancy Pelosi approve National Guard troops to protect the Capitol when that was offered to her? Maybe we can find out the answer to that question. Maybe we can finally find out when the 14,000 hours of footage will be released to the public that's being held onto by the DOJ. I would like to know the question, who opened the Columbus doors on the east side of the building, which are magnetically locked and can only be opened from the inside? Maybe Alexandra Pelosi knows the answers to these questions. I think the public would love to know. I would.
That would be a hell of a movie. I don't think she's going to make that movie. Maybe you will, Brandon. Maybe you will, or maybe somebody will, or maybe we will. Those are such important questions that need to be answered. Brandon Straka, going strong. We appreciate it. Everybody go to the walkawaycampaign.com, walkawaycampaign.com. We appreciate it, sir. Thanks again.
Thanks, Greg.
All right. Be right back.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. I want to tell you about the Patriot Gold Group. But first, let me tell you that the S&P has already lost $8.2 trillion in 2022. Did you know that? Peak inflation is not even hit despite the Fed rate hikes on groceries, on gas. You know it as well as I do. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs are warning of another 20% drop. Inflation is winning in a knockout right now. The Fed is going to raise rates again at the end of July. Meanwhile, Goldman, Wells Fargo, and Bloomberg are all forecasting gold to surpass all-time highs. If you want to invest in gold, call 888-936-2373 now. Call the Patriot Gold Group today and ask about their no-fee-for-life IRA. Sounds like a good deal, don't it? Here's the number, 888-936-2373. 888-936-2373 for the Patriot Gold Group.